Okay, this is it. This is the 2015 Sym Wolf 150 Classic. I am the first and only owner of this bike. It's been an awesome bike. I've loved this thing. This was my first bike. Um, Great size and weight, especially for like a first bike. I want to say it's maybe 350, 400 pounds, something like that. So not too heavy, easy enough to move around. Probably get up to about 65 miles an hour with these new knobby tires on it. I think max with the wind at my back, I maybe got it up to like 70 when I had the stock tires on there. So still a nice acceleration off the start. You can move pretty quick on this thing. Still runs like a top. I love it. I just cleaned out the carburetor. It's been in storage for a little bit, the last couple of years. Take it out a couple times a year because I just haven't really been driving it a whole lot out here. I've got a car instead. But yeah, excellent bike. It has, let's see how many miles we still have on this thing. It was my daily driver for quite a bit. So it's got 16,210, which is quite a bit, but these things will run for a very long time if you take care of them. Very simple. It's basically a remake of the Honda CB125, which everybody loved. Gets a lot of good looks. This is a 2015. It's got electric start, front disc brake, rear drum. Made some modifications to it too. I took all the smog equipment off. It's really common for this bike. A lot of folks do it. Just really cleaned it up when it came from Taiwan to California. There's a bunch of smog equipment in here. Helped with the evaporative emissions and all that kind of stuff, you know, cleaned it up a little bit, but it starts up easier without the smog equipment. It looks a lot simpler too. It's just going direct from the carburetor into the motor there. So it starts right up. Just show you real quick. It's just got cleaned today. Like I said, I cleaned the carburetor and fuel system, so it's nice and clean. All the gauges still work. Blinkers are going. Shortened the stubby blinkers because with the original stock ones, the rubber on them kind of goes bad a little quick, so I just shortened them up. Headlight works. Got a high beam on there too. I installed some heated grips, which is super nice. I drove this in Portland for a while, and through the winters it was brutal, but these heated grips are really nice. So maybe a little taxing for the small battery. I just kept it on a charger, and that I guess we'll just let you hear what it sounds like. Otherwise it's fine. I have taken meticulous records of all the maintenance for this bike. I've got those and I can supply those as well. All the regular maintenance was done when it needed to be, oil changes, all that stuff, valve adjustments. Had it taken to the Vespa dealership where I bought it from originally a couple times just to have it get the once over from them, but otherwise I've taken real good care of this. This has been my baby for a while. Keeping the chain nice and lubricated, all the cables lubricated, come in clean. That's what it sounds like. Way more loud than it needed to be. But yeah. Let's see, any other details on this? It's got a kickstart, like I said, electric start on it, super nice. Put some aftermarket bar end caps on there. Some cosmetic details. There's no mechanical issues with this bike. It runs beautifully. Suspension's still good. Brake fluid's been replaced and cleaned. Tires are basically brand new. They're nice and knobby. I take this thing backpacking off-road on Forest Service roads, and it's a blast. Also, just tooling around town, it's super great. You can get a second person on there. There's some pegs on the back you can see. Otherwise, the paint and these like plastic side panels are kind of cheap. The tabs for them that lock in were pretty crappy, to be honest. So the bottom one's kind of busted on this one. You can see there's just like some minor scratches, some like minor paint defects, sticker defects. I think I took a couple of the original stock stickers off. This one, while charging the battery, didn't put this one back on all that well. And when I went and drove off, it fell off and broke, and so I just glued it back together. So it's got some defects. You can buy them from Alliance Power Sports, who was the original seller of these bikes in the United States. I don't believe they are making the Sym Wolf anymore, so this is, you know, they're not making them. been super fun. Gets a lot of really good looks from people. They're always asking me like, how old is that bike? And they're always shocked to hear that it's a 2015. So all in all, yeah, like I said, no operational defects, just some cosmetic stuff. Like I think the original little taillight holder fell off, and these little rubber pieces can kind of crack over time. That's why I replaced the front ones. These were holding on for quite a few years, but they're starting to crack a little bit. Not really a big deal. You can replace this pretty easily if you want. And yeah, I'm like 125 pounds or so, and this bike is super light and nimble for me. It's a lot of fun. I think it's just like 15 horsepower for that 150cc. But I know a bunch of guys in the forums. There's a very active forum community for this, especially on Facebook now, with a lot of great help and folks talking about this bike. And if you are heavier, you can adjust these rear shocks very easily. There's just a, like I say, this little guy right here, you can adjust this, you twist it on either side, and so you can readjust the tension for those rear shocks in case you're a little heavier than I am, which most people are. And great thing about this bike too is it gets excellent gas mileage. So with gas prices being crazy right now, I get about 150 miles on a tank, and I think it's about 2 gallons, a little less than 2 gallons. So probably more like 140 miles. But anyways, probably looking at like 60, 70 miles a gallon running premium, which is awesome. So 12 bucks, you know, that's hard to beat. Is there anything else? Not too much I can think of. All the lights work. She's good and clean. She just got washed today. Got a nice coat of fresh wax on the paint job. Yeah, that's it. If you're interested, let me know. Happy to send you more photos. You can come out and check it out yourself. Great bike. Love it.